NeighborWorks Dakota Home Resources has been the headquarters for the Dakota Land Trust since 2007. Community land trusts are not easily understood, but they are necessary and they are effective. The first community land trust was formed in 1967 in Albany, Georgia. The CLT organization has grown to include well over 200 community land trusts throughout the U.S. and is widely understood as the best model for developing permanently affordable home ownership opportunities in regions of escalating land prices. In 2007, the Black Hills and surrounding areas was designated as one of these regions, and Jen Robertson, a consultant from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, spoke with community leaders and shared some ideas on how to keep the local workforce a reasonable distance from their day-to-day jobs without having to find cheaper land and housing miles away.
And even there's such dramatic stories as that the police officers and the firemen and the teachers who serve a particular community can't afford to live there because their salaries aren't quite what they need to be to own a home there. And I know that in the past 3 or 4 or 5 years, the cost of homes in the Northern Hills went up dramatically. And so we began to have the conversations, mainly NeighborWorks Dakota Home Resources began to have the conversation about what can we do about that before it's upon us. And so I don't think we're quite there yet where the teachers and the firemen and the policemen can't live in our communities, but I think the idea was to get in front of it and to have the conversations before that happened.
What is Dakota Land Trust?
Dakota Land Trust was implemented in 2007 and with the mission to assist in providing affordable homes.
Dakota Land Trust purchases property and then leases it to prospective buyers. This makes it easier to afford a home in the Black Hills in western South Dakota. Some of the areas DLT has purchased property are McGuigan Ranch subdivision in Spearfish. This was land owned by Joe Jorgensen, and he saw a need to participate in the DLT program.
I think that everything that's been happening in the Spearfish community, it was quite evident that affordable housing was needed. And this provided an excellent opportunity for the Spearfish community to provide affordable housing in the future for the way Dakota Land Trust is set up.
The partnership that was formed for the McGuigan Ranch project came together not only because of the partnership with Joe Jorgensen, but also support from the city of Spearfish.
We did a survey, and one of the main things in the survey that came back told us that we were short on affordable housing. And we'd learned about a housing trust over in Wyoming and a couple of them in Minnesota. And so we were able to do a little bit of research. And after the research, the City Council and myself had decided that we were definitely looking into land trust properties. And so the McGuigan Ranch property became available. And so we decided to research even furthermore, and we were able to do a TIF district to buy lots for affordable housing in the McGuigan development.
DLT lots do not have to be in designated subdivisions. This house was built on a lot purchased by the DLT in Leeds, South Dakota. This lot was leased to the client and a home was built on the lot. Since the cost of the land was taken out of the home, this home was built for approximately $80,000. DLT helped Joel get into a new house rather than a fixer-upper or older home.
I got approved for a loan, started looking for a house, and everything was out of my price range, as I said. So I went in to buy a governor's house like the one next door here, and they said, well, we have this new program called Dakota Land Trust. Would you be interested in that? And what is it? So they explained about how they buy the property, you pay for the house, and then you buy the lease on the land. You don't own it, but you get it cheaper. So I get a new house for, I don't want to pay for a 10-year-old house or a 100-year-old house. You know, it's a good idea to me.
How does the ground lease work? Dakota Land Trust and the homeowners sign a ground lease that defines the roles and responsibilities of both the community land trust and the homeowner. The ground lease allows the homeowner secure long-term rights to use the land and full responsibility for the land. The ground lease is renewable, can be transferred to the family's heirs, and ensures full rights of privacy. Community land trust homeowners and their descendants have a right to occupy and use the leased land for as long as they wish, provided that they abide by the terms of the land lease.
We can build on it however much we want and do what we want to with trees, and it's basically our land. We just pay them rent, and there really wasn't any other option for us. I guess it was just the best one.
These terms place some limitations, such as requiring that homes be owner-occupied, and also limitations on the resale of the home, preventing resale to a household that does not qualify as low or moderate income, and limiting the sales price to keep it affordable. The lease lays out a resale formula that determines the maximum allowable price. If a family buys a home appraised at $153,000, with the land valued at $29,000, the family will only have to purchase this home at $124,000 instead of $153,000. If 5 years down the road, the family decided to sell the home and the new appraised value of the home is $203,000, that is a $50,000 appreciation, or stated another way, gained equity in the home. With the original appraisal of $153,000, DLT paid $29,000, or 19% of the appraisal, with the homeowner paying 81% of the purchase price. With $50,000 equity, 5 years later, the homeowner will get 81% of $50,000, which is $40,500, and DLT gets 19%, or $9,500. Because of the Dakota Land Trust Agreement, the family would get 25% of the $40,500, or $10,125, plus 100% of the $7,540 in principal payments paid over the 5 years and their $1,500 down payment. Therefore, the family would receive $19,165 for a profit that could be used as a down payment on a new home. This makes it possible for Dakota Land Trust to find another income-qualified person or family and sell the home that appraised for $203,000 for $153,000 instead of $203,000. What is the reason for this formula?
Land trust is the vehicle that will create affordable homes forever to assist that community in stabilizing their workforce.
Statistics show that homeowners are more community-oriented. They get involved in local schools, churches, and they are more proud of their neighborhoods.
It's mine. I'm not paying somebody else's, monthly payment and it's going in their pocket. I have equity, going to be built into my home for the futures. It's just great to have a house.
For more information, contact Dakota Land Trust at 605-578-1401 or go to our website at www.dakotalandtrust.org.